This is Junior Alexander Manon. He was 18 years old when on May 5th, 2010, he was brutally murdered by 7 Toronto police constables. Their story is simple. He ran away from them when the car he was in was pulled over. After knowing what happened to him, it comes as no big surprise that a young black man would run from the Toronto City Police. Unfortunately for these 7 Toronto police constables, 2 people witnessed their brutal beating of young Mr. Manon. One witness reports that the officers beat him up. He was on the floor. He wasn't resisting. 2 officers on him, punching him in the face, 1 kicking him in the ribs, and then 5 more come and jump on him. He's not that big for 7 cops to be on him like that. 7 cops! How could any reasonable human being, let alone 5 trained police constables, think that a young man who was already on the ground being beaten by 2 fellow policemen could possibly require their assistance? Did these 7 constables take their training from the 4 RCMP officers that tasered Robert Tazinski to death in Vancouver International Airport? Manon's sister, Amanda, after seeing her brother's bloody and brutal death, said to reporters, "There was blood all over the place. He was struggling. It was a painful death." The official police line is ridiculous. They claim that 18-year-old Mr. Manon suddenly dropped dead of a heart attack after being chased by police. Kind of reminds me of Ian Bush in Houston, British Columbia, where the official RCMP story was that he was attacking a rookie constable inside the RCMP lockup and was accidentally shot in the back of the head. The Toronto Star had the audacity to report Mr. Manon's death like this. Paramedics arrived at the scene to find the man with no visible injuries. Given witness statements about Mr. Manon's bloody and battered face, one could be forgiven for thinking the Toronto Star might be helping the Toronto police whitewash what really happened. Fortunately for the Toronto City Police, they're not required to comment, as their Special Investigations Unit has taken charge of the case. Naturally, the names of the officers involved in Junior Alexander Manon's murder have been withheld from the public, no doubt with the mantra, "officer safety," being muttered under their breath. Reading about this young man's brutal death enrages me. It makes me feel disgusted with the lack of integrity of our police forces. If this young man's death horrifies you as much as it horrifies me, I urge you to contact Toronto City Police Chief William Blair and demand that 1, the names of these 7 police constables be made public, 2, a civil public inquiry be held into the death of Junior Alexander Manon, and 3, if these 7 constables are found to have acted wrongly, that they face murder charges, just as any of us regular folk would have if we had ganged up and beaten someone to death. Please call Chief Blair at 416-808-8000 and express your outrage at the conduct of his constables in this case. Or you can fax Chief Blair at 416-808-8002 with your letter demanding action on behalf of Mr. Manon and his family. Or, if you'd rather send your letter the old-fashioned way, Chief Blair's mailing address is 40 College Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5G2J3. Let's pray that these 7 police constables are held responsible for their horrific actions that caused the death of an 18-year-old man. You know, just like you and I would be if we'd killed someone like this.